Good morning, y'all. Well, I got a couple packages yesterday. I opened one already. I had to see what was in it. I knew what was in it. It was from Gold Sniping Farmer. Oh, first off, I gotta explain my thumbnail because I have this bad habit of putting thumbnails up there, and you guys don't know what the hell I'm looking at. That's one of the concerts I went to. Which concert was it? I don't know anymore. I have to look at my ticket stub book. Anyway, that's Rudy Zarza. If you know who Rudy is, he played bass guitar for Ozzy Osbourne. He played bass guitar for, the one Southern rock band. Bass guitar for the band he's playing for now. He is a legend in the bass guitar community. Rudy Zarza. The last concert I saw him at, he was playing back with his original band, and I was it Rad or one of them bands. Anyway, I took a lot of pictures of him and videos. So Rudy is a legend in the bass guitar community. Not that I have this real affection or appreciation for bass guitar, but I have an appreciation and affection for people who can play it well. And I mean really well. So there's all that. All right. Farmer. I was at his last auction or maybe the auction before. I got 2 maple leaves. Just maple privies, nothing special. And I got this Canadian mounted police commemorative. It's not a numismatic coin. It's just a silver commemorative. The back looks like that. It's got a waffle back, kind of. But I got 2 of these now. So, all right, that's what I got from Farmer. Now, the thing I was going to tell you about Farmer was he had a bunch of rounds, and these 3 Canadians are in with it. These 2 maples were in with those rounds, and they were $30. So I bought the 3 Canadians. I didn't want the generic rounds. And then after that, other people bought the generic stuff. But I thought it was kind of neat to get 2 maple leaves for $30 a piece. So yeah, that's what I did, man. That was a good auction. I believe that was the only thing I bought on that auction. So there you go. That's what I got at that auction. Now, yesterday I got this package, and I'd already done a video yesterday. So here we are with this package. Went out the mailbox, and I'd already been done with the video, and it's from Joey Durbin. Seems like that's the only auction I'm going to lately. Every once in a while I go to Corn Cruise and Farmers, but seems like this was the only one I get anything from. So we're going to open this bad mamma jamma up. Well, it looks like we're going to have to get the other package opening device out here. Package opening device. We'll just cut the end off. Yeah, come on, you. All right, let's unload this bad mamma jamma. And you guys know by now that Diane packages several things in one big package. So we have to do, let me see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packages. And we got some stuff here that's got shoved in there and got stuck together. Okay, we got 5 packages. How many auctions? Shipping stays to a minimum when you can put several auctions in one package. There we go. Got 3 auctions in this package. A lot of stuff going in my stack. Oh, I got another penny roll. Ooh, man. Yeah, this is all going in my stack just about. And guess what else I got? I should show that to you first, but yeah, I think I will. Yeah, here. Well, let's do this first. Let's do this little guy first. And we'll probably go to silver selling machine. I don't know. There we go. Another penny roll, I believe. Get up there. Yeah, another penny roll. We'll save the bag. It's a Federal Reserve Bank, and I don't say which bank, and I can't make out the dates. Yeah, I can. Let me get the old eyes out. Oh, man. $19.79. And I don't see a mint mark. So those will probably go out silver selling machine. She's a penny gal, so anybody else on pennies, I'll sell them. I'm not afraid. What we got here? Here we got, let's see. Let's open up like this. It might, I don't know. I might be able to save these bags. Yeah, might be able to save them bags. Oh, man, I got stuff coming out all over the place. Let's put them all right there. All right, let's see what we got there. All right, that's a. Maybe just gonna stick them two together for right now and put them down here. All right, what have we here? We have a 1962 50-cent piece, $half. There we go. That's really proofy. Really proofy $half. It's a 62. Okay. What do we got here? Ooh, man, this is a 1920. This is a dime. What is this one? Man, that's a little coin there. See that George V? Looks like George V. That's a 1920 nickel, guys. Oh, you can see that, but oh man, here. Let me get this up here for you. See if you can see that nickel. You can just see it. You can see them on there. But that's a 1920 nickel. You ain't going to find them just everywhere anymore. All right, then what else we got here? This one looks like an 1848. I'm trying to get the older ones now. Wow, this one's toned up. Oh, it's a large cent. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, maybe I'll leave the light on for you. 1848 large cent. I think that's my first large penny. 1898 large cent. That's my first penny, I believe. My first large cent. And I'm not filling a book. I just want a couple of good examples of each coin, each year maybe. And here's an 80% 1967 Bobcat. Now you talk about a proofy coin. This one should go in for grading. That one is just beauty. And I will talk to Joey about doing this. Now, this is a Durbin Auctions here, guys. This is Joe Durbin. Diane Durbin has an auction Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Usually 24, 26 items on auction. If you're filling books, you're collecting American coins, it's a good place to get them. I get my Canadian fix here. Here's a 1964 80% commemorative dollar. This is the what is this one? This is a Quebec town, Charlottesville, Quebec. Charlottetown, Quebec. I'd like to get one from each province, but Charlottetown, Quebec. You see that right there? And that's 80% silver, so all right, so we leave them right there. That is that bunch. I am going to save all these little bags because I like to ship stuff out in these little bags or put it in the safe in those little bags. So we could put them back in the bags, but I'm not going to. So what do we got here? Oh, I think I want a gaw. I think that's what this one is my gaw win. And I've won 2 or 3 gaws. There are a couple guys that are really good at these gaws. And they win quite a few. But I think I've won 3 now. And this is my gaw win. You guys are going to love this. Ah, come on there. Let go of me. See, gaw 5, S. That was my guess. It was an S. 1 letter, capital letters, 1 guess. After the go, boom. So, all right. Let's open that up and see what we got, shall we? You know, he sends good stuff in these bags. I know what it is, but do you know what it is? This, my friend, is an angel bell. We got to get the dinger quieter out of there. There we go. Angel bell. Look at that little bugger. What was this one made out of? Made out of $50. Oh man, that looks looks nice with that. Oh, that eagle right on the top. 1968. Hard for me to see up in there what those are, but listen to that sound. Man, you talk about beauty. I just cannot imagine how he makes those things. Those are just wonderful, man. Just freaking awesome. I now have 4 Durbin bells, 2 large and 2 small. My wife has a large and a small, and I have a large and a small. Called angel bells. Those are just pretty. Oh, there's a set in there and a set in here. Let's do this set. Let's go up. Let's do this set. Yeah, hang on, Mark. Yeah, there we go. Try to save these packages if I can. And reuse a bad band jams. I like to reuse stuff. You guys know that. Oh, this is a set, but I don't know what it is. I'll have to look at the receipts and see. This one looks kind of cool. Pull it out of the cardboard, it's upside down. It's a 1975. I know I don't have this year. Ooh, nice. Royal Canadian Mint. All the information. Ooh, knock that down. Don't do that. All the information that I need here. Circulate according to carefully select, blah, blah, blah. When showing outburst design common to all. I do not know if these are silver or clad. 1975, I'm going to think they're clad. There's 50-cent piece, dollar, quarter, dime, and nickel. A penny and a penny showing the queen. So you have a clad Voyager dollar up there, a 50-cent piece, quarter, caribou quarter, sailboat dime, beaver nickel, maple leaf penny, 2 pennies. And I believe this is a clad set, if I am not mistaken. Don't really necessarily like clad sets, but got to have one from every year. I prefer the silver sets, but 1975 was the year I went in the Army, graduated from high school. So having that year is all right. I like a 1956 silver set because that's the year I was born. Yeah, I'm an old fucker. All right, so we're going to put that right there. And we got 1 package left. And Diane does a great job of packaging everything. Diane has her own website called Diane's Cabin. If you guys would like to look at her website. And then you got Durbin Auctions. And Diane is our entertainment. Well, kind of our entertainment. Diane sings. Bibby sings when she is of a mind to. Oh, there's a couple of things in there. Oh, a couple of them. All right. What do we got here? We got 3 different sets in there. That one coin came out. I see that already. There's my Voyager dollar. That is a silver set. So let's take that out of there real quick and pop that back in there. I got to go out and take this out to the other safe. All right. This is a 1960. So this is a silver set. And some of it's toning, so God dang. So we got dime, penny, nickel, dollar, half dollar, and a quarter. So we got the Caribou, coat of arms, the Voyager, beaver nickel, or sailboat, which is coming out of the goddamn. Oh man, I hate it when it does that. The sailboat is actually in toning very nicely, very, very nicely around the edge. Toning very nicely around that edge. You can see that. That looking pretty snazzy there. Quarter starting to tone down on the neck of the Caribou. That's a nice silver saying back. Royal Canadian Mint and Sussex Drive, Ottawa 2, Ontario. I know this is a silver set though, so that's going in here. It says 1960 on the bag. Okay, we'll put that set out here. Then we got this set. It's in the red cardboard. This is also in a protective sleeve. And this is a 1963 year set. Same thing, you know, Voyager dollar, half dollar coat of arms, quarter Caribou, dime sailboat, nickel beaver, dime maple leaf. But this is silver set also. See the toning on the half dollar, toning on the dime, quarter. Actually the dollar coin, the Voyager, looks pretty good. I got quite a few 66s and 67 Voyagers. But yeah, this is a nice set also. Got to get all the years, guys. Got to get all the years. That's me. Okay, we'll just turn that over like that so you can see that one better. Let's just fold this around like that so you can see that one better. And then, what do we got here? This is a different type of setup. And this one might be a clad too. I don't know. This is a different dollar. What year is this? What year is this? 1964. So this might be silver also. See what the tag on it says, if I can make it out. It says 50. So that originally sold for like 50 pounds or $50. And this one's also a Charlottetown, Quebec dollar. And for that year, that's pretty good looking set. And I'm going to imagine that most of the crap is on that. Oh, there's one. Crap is on that one. So got a tone spot on the front of the dollar. There is some tone spots on the rim of the half dollar. Caribou starting to tone brownish nicely. Dime starting to tone brownish around the rim nicely. That penny's a little bit different set. I like that a lot. We'll take this set and put it on a 75. This is a clad set. Oh, there goes my quarter. Go back in there. All right. We'll set that set up there with it. See, these go in my deep stack. These are, here I got another dollar we'll put out there like that. There's a Bobcat. I know that one's 80%. That 50-cent piece is, I think, clad. Here's my large cent, my first large cent. Isn't that cool? And this 1920 nickel here is just the best. Look at that. That nickel is fantastic. And then I got my dinger. Well, that's what I got from Durbin Auction, guys. I got to go out and fix the truck today. Well, I'm going to tell you what. I redid my front brakes, not a problem. I started on the left rear brake last night. I got the one bolt out of the caliper, the other bolt on the caliper on a 2010 Ford. It's got that anti-vibration damper on it, anti-vibration damper. And it's kind of like a hollow bolt or whatever. And you have to use a certain 10 millimeter grippy opening wrench to get it. And I didn't. I had just a regular 10 millimeter. Rounded off the edges of the bolt. Tried to put a vice grips on there. I'm doing nothing but rounding off that bolt. So what I'm going to do is put tire back on today, jack her down. I'm going to take her in town, make an appointment with a mechanic, tell him what the deal is, take the parts in that I already bought. I know they don't like you to do that, but that's what I'm going to do. And tell them fix the fucking thing. So I'm getting tired of playing with it. And I got shit to do tomorrow. So my truck has to be able to run tomorrow. So I'm just going to put the tire back on and use it the way it is. I told you that I did stop down in Waterloo at a coin shop down there. And that's Cedar Valley Coins down in Waterloo. Darren Speed is the owner. I picked up this 14 karat. It's a Swiss credit bar, 1 gram Swiss credit bar, but you look at the top up there, it came off a necklace. Now, who would wear a Swiss credit bar on a necklace? I don't know. I asked if he had a necklace left. No, don't have it. That went to the melter. But he kept this little bar. He thought it might sell, and I was intrigued, so I bought it. Now, it's 14 karat, so it's only half gold. So it's only half price, which is fair. And I also bought these quarter ounce United States Commemorative Gallery quarter ounce bars. So we're going to erase those. I'm going to try and sell them. Yeah, I bought them for 12 bucks a piece, but you know what? Little pieces like that are at a premium, so I may add them to an ounce of silver, so you get an ounce and a quarter on a 6 for 10 race. Seems legit to me to stir interest. And we'll get some of the rest of this stuff put away. And we'll do that. Anybody else? I mean, as far as trying to find out about them brakes, I went on YouTube, I looked, you know, nobody ever has problems with brakes. They always seem to work out for them guys, you know. Nobody ever has a problem on YouTube or any instructional videos, so I'm gonna let the mechanics in town take care of it. I got a feeling I'm gonna be paying for a new caliper, but I don't know. That's just the way my life seems to go. And all the stuff I put in my deep stack for collecting, you know, the Canadian stuff, some of the American stuff too, but more Canadian than anything. I try to keep in plastic bags, keep the air away from it, just to slow down the toning. What they should do, but then you can't get at it, is vacuum seal them. But I think you're just slowing down the inevitable. So we're going to put that one in with this one in its own bag. Yeah, that'll fit. So we'll put those two together. Just like that. We'll lay that out. Fold it over like that. Squish the air out of it. Come on. Let's squish most of the air out of it. And that's the way it will go out into the shop. Safe in the other place. I do have some other stuff that's going out there. I decided I'm keeping my Bachman Turner overdrive belt buckle. You guys ain't getting it. So that's going in with my Canadian stuff. My bell is the only thing that's going to stay in the house. I don't know. We'll put all this stuff back into bags, I guess. That'll keep it from toning up as much as it does. I am real happy, though, that I got that one large Canadian cent. People are filling books with those, so they're kind of at a premium. But I got one. They let me have one fairly cheap, so everybody must have that one. Must be common or something. I'm not putting them back in the same bags they came out of because I don't know which bag they came out of. And so if anybody looks at the invoices and tries to figure out what I paid for a certain item, because the item number is printed on the bag, they're going to be sorely disappointed. Yes, I'm leaving them all to my girls. So they're going to have some work cut out for them. I'm not leaving them fucking money without having them do some work for it. Yeah, I'm an asshole. I know that. Put the cards up there with Opus. Yeah, the little 14 karat gold doohickey. We are going to we're going to race for that. I mean, I could keep the gold, but one of them had pennies in. Yeah, okay. So that all goes in there too. That all goes in there. That goes out to the other safe. Oh, there's my. Here's what we're gonna do with these right here. We're gonna take because the maple leaves go into tubes. They're nothing special. This Canadian Mountie, I'm gonna put him in a bag though. Take him out of the flips because I don't like flips. I don't like flips. I'll sell stuff in flips, but I ain't gonna. And there's a piece of shit flip there. This one might be okay yet. That one's okay. And I got a bag left. The bell's gonna go up on my stand up there with my big bell. With my larger bell. Then I'll cut these bags up later. And we'll do some fun stuff with bags. Fun stuff with bags. I got 3 little ones I can use, 2 bigger ones that I can reuse, and I got the big one here. You just haul stuff out to the other safe with. Here we go. I gotta have a cup of coffee before I go outside, but so we'll do some talking here. What do we got? Shift Kicker, Jay Smokes Cat Mom. How are you guys all doing? You'll be listening. A biker bell, huh? I'll bet you do. 1960 coin. I cannot tell what this one is. Let me see. What did I say it was? I can't tell what the coin is exactly. What did I say? This was 67? I don't know if this is a 40. I think this is a 40% bell. 68. So this is a 40% bell, right? But it's got a really nice sound to it for a 40%er. Hold up a second. Let me get my 90%er. It's just sitting right up here. You can tell they have different sounds. There's my 90%er there. I have the one with the trees and the road on it right there for a handle. And the handles are generally 925 silver. And this coin on this one, and I think it takes 2 coins. Let me see, this is a $1 coin. And then you use a $50 up at the top in the middle and a $1 down at the bottom. I can't tell because these are all the eagles on the outside. E. Pluribus, 1921. Morgan. Morgan on the bottom. Okay, that one, and then this one. So now I have a set. I got a set. I bought one large bell for my wife, and I got a thank you gift from the Durbin's Angel Bell thank you gift, and I gave that one to my wife for a set. And then I bought this bell for me for a set, or for my bell, and then I won this one on a gaw, the Angel Bell on a gaw, and I was just ecstatic because there's my set now. I was thinking I was going to have to buy one to make a set, but okay, now I need the stash boxes. Let's take a look at some of these invoices here and see what I paid for shit. Yeah, that one set's clad. I know it was 80%, 80%, 80%. And I got the large cent for $12. That wasn't bad. They usually go a lot higher than that. Then the 80% set tone. If I pay a little much for that 60 set, but 64 was very reasonable. The 5-cent piece, that was very reasonable also. The cent roll was real reasonable. And then what do we get in this one? The other 80% set, yeah, a little much for that one, but not bad compared to the other one. Yeah, it says right here, 40% silver Angel Bell. Yeah. I like the fact that signs the bottom of each one of his invoices. Thank you, Joe and Diane. Handwritten. Like that a lot. I don't know where else you can be so entertained. And these invoices actually show up in your inbox for your mail. You can pay them right there. Usually get the invoices the same day. There's been once or twice where we got them the next day, but that's when Diane wasn't there. And you get invoice in your mailbox. Plus, they send invoices in your package, so you have something to put with your coins. Now, these will all stay with the coins that I take out to the other shop and to the other safe, where my Canadian stuff is at. So those invoices stay in there. So whoever goes through my stuff when I die will know exactly what I paid for it. It doesn't, that's not a big thing. And then I got these pennies here. So I'm going to put this roll with these other two rolls, and we'll make a deal with Silver Selling Machine. She's probably got something I want. She usually does. And I know she likes pennies. So I'll continue buy one or two rolls at a time, and we'll make a deal for stuff. And then I got these little tokens I want to mail to Kiwi because he likes to collect tokens. So I got to get that done one of these days. And what do I got here? Oh, I got those squash pennies. Who collects those? Hillbilly Samurai collects those. So those are going to go to Hillbilly Samurai. I got to get that sent out one of these days. Hillbilly's painting my one truck for me in a Red Cross deal. I think I can probably move this around now and go up and look at my face. I think we look at my face now. I know a lot of people don't like to show their faces. Diane and Joey, they'll show their face. Not a big deal. And they live up there and with Shift Kicker way up there in South Canada. So I know Shift, you know about the Durbins. And there are a lot of people, and a lot of regulars on the auction. Frank Mons, Chadwick, who else is on there? Victoria Roman Carter's on there. Oh man, just all kinds of them. I can't remember everybody's name, but a lot of regulars that you see in some of the other streams. Some people that you don't, and I'm starting to see a lot of new people. Not a lot, but some new people coming into the auctions, and that's pretty good. That's a good thing when you get new people, and I see new people on some of the other streams too. So that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. More people interested in silver and gold, and more people in races, more people bidding at auctions is a good thing. Is a good thing. And what's fun and nice about the Durbin auctions is that Joe and Diane set of different computers because Diane does the spreadsheet after Joe does the buying and selling. She does a spreadsheet, but she sings. She reads the chat. Joey reads the chat, comments. We have so much fun kidding each other and making comments, fun comments. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. It's one of those stress-free, really fun auctions. You know, farmers auctions are great. Don't get me wrong. I like farmers auctions, but it's not as much fun. There's not as much kidding around. So, and who was the other auction that I went to? Had a lot of Canadian coins. I can't remember his name right now. I'd have to look. But I bought a lot of Canadian coins for him too. And like Joey says, I'm a Canadian trapped in Iowa. Probably have been my whole life. Uh-oh. Open up the lid, dummy. Man, that's hot. All right. Well, I hope you guys haven't stopped chatting. You come in, make a comment, hit a like. That's great. I would more like to converse, but I'm one of those guys that would rather talk to you face to face than in chat. But if I can converse with people, chat or face to face, doesn't matter. That's why it's like I said yesterday. That's why I like to come up on streams on panel because then you get to see people and put people with the voices, put looks with the voices, and a lot of times people look like what their voice sounds like. You know what I mean? My voice does not sound what I look like. I know that by listening to myself or listening back to myself on a recording. I sound nothing like what I think I sound like. and I don't sound like how I look. And a lot of people are like that. You would think a soft spoken, mild mannered man like Great Scott would not look like he looks. But he looks like a hillbilly. And you don't put that voice with that face. Tiger, on the other hand, he looks exactly like I thought he looked, but just a little older. But being a doctor for I don't know for how many years, but um, yeah, he looks like his voice sounds. It's just that he looks older than I imagined. Frosty is Frosty because I've always seen Frosty. Joe and Diane look like Joe and Diane because I've seen them before. Or they sound like Joe and Diane because I've seen them. Um, I'll tell you what, Durbin Auctions is a fun time. New people coming in, old people staying in. And if you're looking, Joey Durbin knows his coins, believe me. He's don't slouch. I don't know how long he's been um, into coins, but it's been a while because he's got some knowledge, and he doesn't really, unless you ask him, or he takes an interest in a particular coin. You know, explaining type one, type two, uh, the Bugs Bunny ears or teeth, vampire teeth, two feather as opposed to three feather on a Buffalo Indian, or you know, little stuff like that. Close date on a Susan B. Anthony, wide rim, narrow rim, all the variation and varieties of dice strikes and all of that stuff. Uh, Unless you ask him specifically, or he takes a special interest in a coin to explain it as it's advertised, you'll never know the extent of his knowledge. The man knows his stuff. I got to email him today after I get that tire back on my truck and jacked out. I got to email him and ask him about getting a couple coins graded. I want a set of coins graded, a bicentennial, quarter, half dollar, a dollar, graded as a set because they came as a set. And I want that one 50-cent piece. I think I got today. I want that one. I got damn it. I got to leave that one. I got to leave that one in the house just so I can get that graded. Let me take it out. All right. Thanks for reminding me, chat. Yeah, Gary, you said you was going to do that and you didn't do it. Oh, come on. Where are you at, guys? Oh, come on. You're down there somewhere. There they are. I think it was that dollar. I'm not sure. I got to look in there some more. Which one was it? I would like to get that nickel graded, but it's not the most pristine example. I think it's too toned, but maybe the toning doesn't make any difference. Here, that's 62 half. I think 62 half. Although this $64 is really pretty. I have to look at that under the magnifying glass, but Joey has some really nice coins that he sells. I don't know where he got them or gets them, but even this large cent is I think, good enough to be graded. I almost think it's good enough to be graded. The only problem with coin grading them is that you can really stick a lot of money into them. Yeah, I hate to tell you, that large cent could be graded. Is it worth grading, though? Even if it's let's say it's a proof-like condition. It's not BU, I don't think, but I'm starting to learn more about how they grade coins. Oh man, that Bobcat is really proofy. And I don't see any scratches on it at all. Wow. Yeah, that one could also go, I think. So we're just going to have to sit back and, I don't know. I can ask Joey what he thinks, and if he's got some coins that he's going to send in to get graded, and if I could tag along or whatever. But you know, some of these coins are really, really pretty that you get at Durbin Auctions, man. And that's why a lot of people are buying. See, a lot of people buy American. I don't buy American unless it's a commemorative set or something like that. I don't buy individual coins. Oh man, is that pretty? That 62 fucking half is just beautiful. And see, the thing is, you may have all these coins that are BU or proof, and they may grade very well, but how much does that add to their value? This one I don't think is the best. This dollar coin I don't think is the best. It's got a lot of dings on it. And maybe that's just in the strike of the die, but that one looks like it's got more dings in it than anything. I don't think this one could go, but I think that 50-cent piece and that quarter could definitely go. I think the penny could go. That other one, I'm not really sure about. Definitely the quarter, definitely the 50-cent piece, and I think that penny could go also. I'm not at all convinced about the dollar. I think that one's got too many dings on it. But what was the other one I was looking at? They didn't have a dime, did they? Oh, there it went. There it went. I saw it. There it went. I saw it. What was it? It was the nickel. It was that little nickel. Now, the little nickel is starting to tone. And I know that doesn't detract from the grading process. But I think it's handled too well. I don't think you have as fine a detail on the face as you would want. I mean, you can see where the nose was maybe. But it looks like it's pretty much, facial features are pretty much gone. I can see the eyes. The nose and the mouth kind of run together. So probably not that one also. Probably not the nickel. And probably not the dollar. Those two, probably not. But these three right here, the penny, the quarter, and the 50-cent piece, I think they are good enough to be graded. That's my opinion. So we'll keep them in here. I may send them to Joe with this other set. No, that ain't it. Where's the other set at? There it is. You guys know it. You've seen it. I think you've seen it. I'll show it to you again if not. This one I would like to get graded. I think this one is a wonderful set. The Kennedy and the Washington. You tell me what you think. I think those could be graded. And I would like to get them graded as a set. They're 40%ers. So, you know, not a big deal. Doesn't have to be pure silver to be graded. But I'm thinking that that set, and I don't really have a lot of coins that could be graded. I have maybe a dozen graded coins. Most of them are Eagles. I got one graded Kook. I got a couple graded Maples. But most of them are Eagles. I have no graded Libertads or Pesos or Krugerrands or Philharmonics or Britannias, I don't think. I have to look at my, because I keep all the graded stuff separate, no matter what it is. That's separate. I do have some graded pennies, a couple graded pennies, and I just bought a graded penny. And I don't have a couple graded quarters. And I have a graded Kennedy, I think. I have to look, but I think so. Anyway, that's my thinking on these coins. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I actually think some of the coins I have are worth grading. But then you know you get into the amount of money that you're spending on coins. Okay, you've already got your expense into buying them, shipping, whatever, and now you're going to add double or triple to your cost for that coin. So you got a $30 coin. You send it to get graded for $35. So you've doubled the cost of that coin. Are you ever going to make that money out? So you got $65 in that coin. Are you ever going to make your money back out of that? See, that's why I stack. I don't collect too much. I collect Canadian. I don't collect most of the other stuff, series and whatever. If it's cheap silver, I'll buy it and put it in a stack. That's why I like 10-ounce bars the best of anything. I found a 10-ounce bar at that LCS, and it was an older vintage bar. 10-ounce bar you wanted $307 for, which I thought was very reasonable. That's less than $31 an ounce. That's 30 point something an ounce. I can figure it up on the Kelvinator here. Oh, not turned on this morning yet. What's 10 ounces? At $30 is $30 an ounce. That's $30, $30 an ounce. Okay, so you're less than 31, but I don't know how less than 31 you are. But I thought that was very reasonable. But that was just the other day. Now silver had dropped $1, so well he adjusts his prices that quick. I don't know. I got to open the top of his coffee and let it cool, man. So I want at least one cup of coffee in me before we go out to the shed. Work on that truck. Because be another 4 hours of work on that truck and putting shit away. I did get my daughter's lawnmower blade sharpened yesterday. Took some dings out, rock dings out, but the blades aren't in too bad a shape. Hopefully she texts me today and say her parts came in so I can run down there tomorrow. And the cone shop won't be open on Sunday, so I won't be able to afford that bar until next month anyway. I'm tapped out for this month because I just did another one. Joey Durbin's auctions yesterday. I think I bought $75 worth of stuff. I tried to buy a roll of dimes. I took it up to $175, $180. I couldn't get it, man. Somebody wanted it bad. And you take it up to $200, you got $4 a dime. I paid $3.10 for dimes before, at the most. I don't really think I want to spend that much more on dimes. So I let them go. I didn't get them. Otherwise, I'd have had a bigger bill. I forget what it was I all bought. I don't know if I could share a screen or not. Go over and check. But hi, Elijah Jane. And Silverpaw's in here. Cool, cool. Good morning, guys. Cat 511. How the hell are you, man? You know, in this bunch, in this auction, I did get 3 or 4 really nice looking coins in there. I mean, nice enough looking that I think they should be graded. All right. Well, I got, let's just say, send in 3 coins at $35 a piece or 70, $105. on 3 coins. Man, do I want to add? Do I want to add that much value to them? Because one is a quarter, one is a half a dollar, and one is a penny, a large cent, Canadian large cent. Now, the penny cost me $6 or $8. All right, and that's probably cheap for a large cent, but people have that year in their book, so they weren't looking for that year. And I got that one fairly cheap because they usually go more than that. But this one's really good shape. So it's not a key date or a key mint mark. It's an H mint mark. I don't know if adding $35 to an $8 coin is worth it. Will that add to the value, and will I get my money back? You know, that's something you got to think about when you're thinking about grading coins. And even the same with these silver coins. Now these are 80%. Oh, I'm dropping. So these are 80% coins, 80% silver. But what do they cost? You get $12 for a quarter. Okay. Add 35 to that. What do you got? $47. 80% of a quarter. How much silver is in that? Okay. Just take melt price, whatever the melt price is. Add $35 to it. Is it worth that? Will you ever get your money out? Even the same with the half dollar, the 50-cent piece. You know, how much? It's an 80% silver. So I can weigh it and find out how much, but it's online. You can look it up. Say it's got a quarter ounce of silver in, which I don't even think it's got a quarter ounce. So what's a quarter ounce? 1428, 7 point blah 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 grams. Well, 31.1 grams. Let's just say $30. So $1 a gram. Let's say $1 a gram. So you got $8 in the coin. Then you're going to add another 35 to it to get it graded. So you got $42. Are you ever going to get that value back out of that coin? $42. I don't know. So that's why I got to email Joey at Durbin Auctions, because he knows his coins and he knows value. So, and you wouldn't really know that he knows coins or has that extensive knowledge unless you asked him. Because in the chat during the auction, you think, well, that guy's just a big goof, right? Because we're always playing in chat. But I'm going to tell you what, for as long as he's been doing coins, that man has some knowledge. It's like Frosty. There's some knowledge there that should be tapped. And not just coins, too. I'm talking VA disability knowledge. I'm talking history knowledge. He likes to research stuff. And then there's, I forget his name, at Coin Help You. What is his name? That's also a very knowledgeable coin dealer there. And a lot of these guys, you wouldn't know that they know as much as they know unless you asked them. Or, you know, they got excited about one coin or another and knowledge started to slip out. You would never know it. So, oh, RC is another one. Yeah. but he has a more RC has more knowledge of, and Brad V also, I think, more knowledge of current stuff than historical stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know that for a fact. It's just what it seems to me in conversation with him. So yeah, Joey Durbin, pretty smart man. And I like the fact that he lives up in southern Canada. He lives in Minnesota. Come on, guys. But he's up there pretty far north in Minnesota, so call it southern Canada. And that's why he finds a lot of Canadian coins up there. They're more common up there than they are down here. So that's why I go there. Because I like Canadian coins. I like Canadian mint. I need more coffee, folks. It's still hotter than hell, too. Starting to cool down. You left that top off, you know. But uh, chat is slow. You know, I get uh, people that come in and chat, say good morning, say whatever, hit the like. That's fine. And then they sit there and they just listen to me. They go about their day, but they just listen to me, which I find amazing because they talk about inane, stupid stuff. Oh, man. Yeah, and here lately it's been my daughter's lawnmower and diagnosing and fixing those problems. And don't get me wrong, she's a smart gal. She knows how to do certain stuff. But as far as mechanical stuff goes or electrical, see, she's redoing her basement in her house. She bought a house in Waterloo. She's redoing her basement. So putting down wood floors, putting up walls, drywalling, taping, mudding, all that stuff, painting. She could do all that. Uh, my brother-in-law was doing the electrical work because he's an electrician. So he was over there rewiring place for her. So he ripped out all the lights, all the outlets, all the way to the box, and going to wait until she was done putting up walls and doing whatever, and then rewiring it the way she wants to, switches, outlets, and lights. Anyway, he got into a motorcycle accident. Shift. And he's got a busted back, not to the point where he is invalid, but he still has use for his legs and stuff. But it's going to take him a while to heal up. I know because I have a busted back too from a military parachute jump, and I've never had mine cut on or lasered on or anything, and it's getting to the point where I can hardly move anymore. But I'm 68 years old too, so I really don't want to have any more surgeries if I can help it. Just in the last 2 years, I've had my right ankle refused. I've had about 10 inches or 12 inches taken out of my intestines. Had a bag hanging on me for a couple of months. Draining an abscess. And I just don't want to have any more surgeries. I have a left knee that really needs to be replaced. Really, my back needs to be fixed. But I can live with the pain as long as I'm taking pain pills. So you got a trade-off. You want to either be free of the pain pills, free of pain, or you just want to keep taking the pills and live with it. I guess it's up to the individual, but I have a really, really hard time with surgeries anymore. Okay. $30.70 per ounce. Got to text my youngest daughter. I was asking her a technical question about the phone. I wanted to know how I could talk to my phone. I see other people doing it, asking Google questions or asking for directions. And that's a good thing to have when you're driving. So you don't have to be punching in numbers. You just call this person and it does it. And then if you have earbuds, your Bluetooth, or hearing aids, your Bluetooth to your phone, so you're talking through your earbuds, your ear. You don't have to hold the phone up and talk to it, or hold the phone up and listen to it. So got that done. And then we have a big family get together on the 4th of July, the 5th of July. And when I lived in southern Iowa, would go frogging quite a bit. And I always had fresh frog legs in the freezer. And so I bring them up here because northern Iowa people, we don't have a lot of bullfrogs up here, or largemouth bass for that matter. And I was big into bass fishing and frogging when I was down there, when I lived down there. So I bring frogs up for 4th of July, frog legs, and I would take my deep fat fryer and my propane stove out to the park, and I would cook fish and frog legs, and my brother would bring his French fry cutter, and we'd fry up French fries and frog legs and fish, and what else have we had? Oh man, snake and all my I'm not gonna say ritzy, but snooty kind of cousin who've lived in town their whole life. Everybody got to try that stuff. And I would tell them what it was after they ate it. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I know it's pretty good. But would you have ate it if I told you it was frog legs before you ate it? Nope. Sure wouldn't. So, since we moved up here in 2002, for 22 years now, I haven't had frog legs. Well, I did for a couple of years there, but I had some in the freezer. But and I've quit trapping since then because my body won't take it. So I don't have any different wild meat to cook. I have deer, I have elk. I think I have some fish in the freezer, and I do have some snapping turtle yet. But that's it. There's no beaver, no muskrat, no possum, no coon, no groundhog. Oh, I go out and shoot a couple, I guess. or young enough yet. You want to eat young groundhog. You don't want to eat old ones because they're too muscly. Young ones are nice and tender. If you didn't know, groundhogs dig a lot, kick dirt back like a badger. They're very muscly in the front end and back end. As they get older, they get tougher. So you want to eat a young one. Same thing with beaver, young beaver. You don't want to eat an old one. You can, but flavor's a lot different. And they're tougher. Muskrat's not my favorite meat, but it's edible. Edible, definitely. I'd rather eat bear or elk, I think, than anything. But I do like fish and frog legs quite a lot. Um, Clams are okay. I like oysters better. I like crab better than lobster, but I love lobster, so I love crab. Uh, Scallops are good. I like shrimp. I like octopus. Squid's okay. Rather eat octopus if it's prepared correctly. I've had bad octopus and I've had delicious octopus. So Mrs. RC went someplace, islands or somewhere, and she had some cooked octopus, and she took a picture of the plate, and it was a smoky barbecue octopus. Man, did it look good. Oh, man, did it look good. The presentation was very nice on the plate. I am not a snooty food guy. It could be in a bowl. Like last night, I ate meatloaf in a bowl with a spoon. Wasn't on a plate with a fork. No fancy presentation. I just threw some ketchup on it and ate it with a spoon. That's the kind of guy I am. So I eat with my fingers. Fish, corn, chicken. I eat with my fingers, with my hands. French fries, I eat with my hands. Sometimes I'll use a fork, but most of the time with my hands. Pizza with my hands. I don't cut pizza, I bite it. Bacon, I use with my hands. What would you call me? Educated redneck? Country bumpkin? Although I was born and raised in town for the first 8 years of my life, I moved to the country when I was 8.5, 9 years old. Lived in the country the rest of my life, except for when I was in the Army. And that's why I call myself an educated redneck or an educated bumpkin because even though I didn't do the traditional college route, I went into the Army after high school. I learned electronics in the Army. I learned how to repair radios, teletypes, night vision devices, uh, burst devices for Morse code, satellite radios when they first came out, Harris radios when they first came out, all the newer digital stuff, or the Blue Force Tracker when it came out. And then we were starting to get into the more digital era, and that's when I retired. So I've been left behind in the digital era quite a little. Although the PSC3, the SATCOM radio we had in Special Forces, was digital. We had the DMEG, DMDG, we call it DMEG. Digital something data group. I forget what the hell it was. It was part of the TSEC 99 system. T-Sec. We always, because I started with the T-Sec 26, and we upgraded to the 99, and we always joked and called T-Sec or TSC, Top Secret Communications. I know it stands for Tactical Secure Communications or something like that, but we always call it Top Secret Communications. And it's a series of bands. You have a transmitter, you have a receiver, you have a message center band, and a transmitter puts out transmissions 24 hours a day, and receiver, we take in messages, and they're burst messages, and then you have to slow them down, play them back from deployed detachments. So, and then when you slow them down, decipher them, and you send them to the message center, and then there they get routed to whichever staff or command has to have the message. It's a convoluted, complicated thing, not a big deal. See, the transmitter has to take a message from higher command, comes through the message center, goes to the transmitter. There they have to encrypt it and send it out in just a normal radio transmission. Not a burst transmission, just a regular transmission. And then the guy in the field sitting there copying with a stubby pencil on a piece of paper. And then he has to decipher the message in the field. All right, well, then he needs a reply. So he has to sit there with, not going to tell you how, and encipher the message. And then he puts it into a digital message device group. I think it was a CAC, KK 90 something or other. And it would, at first it was tape, and then it was digital transmission of that, but that would be burst, just a burst transmission, 5 seconds. That was it. That's the message. We get it at the receiver section, we tape it, we copy it. Now you would do it on a computer. But we would take that tape in to our color reading room, and then we put the tape in the machine, we would slow it down so we could copy out the message because it comes in Morse code. Then you copy out the message, you put it on your decipher sheet, you decipher a message off to the message center so it could be distributed. So I learned all that shit. I learned how to fix that stuff. And later in my career, I was doing, because the radios were getting to be so good that you didn't really have to maintain them on a scheduled basis. That I became more, I was fixing and maintaining night vision goggles. I did it for pilots when I was working as an avionics tech for 11 years. I did the goggles for pilots so they could fly at night. And I also, when I went to regular electronics for just regular engineered and infantry companies for their night vision devices, and also thermal imaging devices. So that's why I call myself an educator redneck. And then, when I got out of the active army for a second time and I went into the reserves, I went to a technical school. It was Bell and Howell at one time, got sold to DeVry. When I went through, it was DeVry, and then it got sold to somebody else after that, but I never kept up. I got my associate's degree and Associates of Applied Science and Electronics. And that's when home computers first starting to come out. Because I was working with the 8088 and the Z80 microprocessor. So we're talking Atari 64 kind of shit. That was back in 86 and 87. And I know how computers are put together. I could change out your RAM, your ROM, your disc players, all that stuff. I could do all that, but as far as down to component level on the board, board level, no, I'm not so much into that anymore. At one time, yes, designing circuits. We had to design circuits in school on breadboards. So, but that was never part of my job. So that skill fell to the wayside. So that's what I call myself. I'm an educated redneck. Because you give me a cow, I can kill it, gut it, skin it, quarter it, hang it, butcher it, package it, put it in the freezer, take it out, thaw it out, eat it, cook it, and eat it. I can do all that start to finish. Any animal, I can do that too. I can put fur up on a I can scrape, I can skin, scrape, put it up on a stretcher, dry it, and tan it. I can do that. I raise my own bees. I extract my own honey and jar it. I make my own maple syrup. I tap trees, gather sap, boil it to a certain temperature, certain weight, and can it. I hot pack it. I can can meat. I can can vegetables. I can pickle eggs. I can pickle asparagus. I can make pickles. I can do all that stuff, man. I can shoot, trap, fish, hunt. I reload ammunition. I fix guns. I am a licensed gunsmith. I have been through 2 gunsmithing courses. Do I have all the tools and machinery needed to do a lot of the intricate work? No, I do not. Saying I make knives, I make my own tools. Do I have all of that machinery I need? I don't have a lathe. I got a wood lathe, a small one, but I don't have a metal lathe. I don't have a milling machine. I got a floor mounted drill press. I got 2 1 by 20 inch or 1 by 15 inch sanders. I got 2 4 by 20 inch sanders. I got a couple of Dremel tools. I got all the Dremel accessories you'd want. What else do I got out there? Vices, welders. I got a wire welder, a 110 wire welder, 110 volt wire welder. I have a 220 volt stick welder. I got a hydraulic press. I got a 25-pound power hammer. I have a one burner gas forge. I have a coal forge. Make my own oil tanks for quenching. You know, I can do a lot of shit. I was a mechanic, a heavy equipment, mobile equipment mechanic for 7 years. I fix stuff. Anything from a quarter watt generator up to a great big backhoe track digger. D8, D9 Caterpillars, Humvees, 5-ton, 10-ton trucks, trailers, you name it. I can fix it. Lawnmowers, snow blowers, chainsaws, not a big deal. I cut my own wood. I split my own wood. I burn wood for heat. I have an outside wood burner, hydroponic wood burner for the house. I have two wood burning stoves in my shed. In this shed, down in the other shed, I have a 500-gallon LP tank and a LP furnace and a air conditioner for the shop and the butchery room. I have my own butchery room. It's a small locker. That's what it is. I have an 8x10 walk-in cooler. Uh, all of the stainless steel sinks and tables. I have a large grinder. You can stick a whole cow through that grinder in 10 minutes. That's how big the throat is. It's like 8 inches. And all the equipment's Hobart stuff. I have two bandsaws, Hobart bandsaws. One the 220 volt. One was a 223 phase, which I put through a phase pack on the wall. So we slowed it down to, because it was a 3-phase motor, we slowed it down to 1 phase. It's 220 volt, but it's still 1 phase. And that's what the grinder was too. So we slowed those motors down to 1 phase. And it runs so slow that you don't need 3-phase electricity. All that does, and we use it not on a daily basis. So you can get by with 1 phase. Eats more electricity that way, but you're not using it constantly. So 6 of one, half does the other. And I understand basic electricity. I had the guys come out to the pole because we have power lines that run on the road, and then they branch off and come to our power pole in the yard, and that transformer up on the pole. I have a shutoff for the transformer, so I can shut the transformer off from the line and just isolate the farm. So if worst comes to worst and we lose power, the general power out on the road from the power company, I can shut off the transformer, and because I never know when that power is going to come back on. And I have a backup generator, and I can power whatever I need to power. My freezers, my electric stove in the house, refrigerator, freezers, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 freezers plugged in. I have a cooler running if there's anything in there. I need the fans on the furnaces to work. So you have that little power requirement. So I have an 8,000 watt generator. I just backfill through my welding outlet, and that goes to my distribution boxes and my buildings in my house. And then I can turn off my breakers, what I don't need, just turn on the breakers that I do need, and I have enough electricity to run what I have to run. That's until my gas runs out. Then I'm screwed, but I need a backup solar for that. And I'll be looking at that before I die, probably. We'll get a backup solar here. Yeah, if I want to put a cement floor in a shop that has gravel on it, I will set up a form. I will level it off. We'll call the cement company. They'll deliver it, shoot it right into the form. We'll scree it off. We'll power trawl it. We'll hand trawl it. You know, I worked for a company for 2 years When I got out of the active army for the first time, went into the reserves. I was working for a company here, local. I came home, and my first job with that company was pouring cement. We poured cement. We built buildings. So we poured cement for hog manure pits, for dairy barns, for hog facilities. We poured a lot of cement. So I know how to pour cement. And then the second year, well, see, in the wintertime when we couldn't pour cement, he logged. We logged river bottoms and woodlots, and he had a sawmill from his dad. So we were cutting lumber and stacking slabs and sawdust, and selling lumber. And that's how he would keep us busy in the wintertime. Either that or we were out in the woods logging. I drove a skidder for a while, which is an articulated tractor-like thing, and it's got a cable on it that you play out from the back, and it's got 3 choker cables on it that you can put on 3 different logs. And as you wind the cable up, it would wind it all together, drag the logs in, pick up the end, and then you would just drag them up to the release point where they would pick them up and put them on a truck. I did that for a while, and then he wanted me to go, him and another guy, to go up to central Minnesota and log off, got a subcontract to log off irrigation ditches up there, up by Wilmer, Minnesota. So I joined that reserve unit up there. I actually was skidding fur at night for Johnson Fur Company up there, and I was logging during the day. So what I was doing, Denny, my buddy, would go through, because the cat would come through, and this was a contract crew, would come through and lay these giant cottonwoods. They're 90 years old. Lay them down, facing away from the creek. You know, he would uproot them and just lay them over. So Denny would go through, cut the logs out, and then I would come through with a Franklin Prentice pre-hauler. So it had a boom and a claw on the end and a bed, and then I would load logs from the ground, pick them up, put them on the pre-hauler bed, and then when it was full, take them up to a landing area where the semi could pull into, and then I would load the semi when he came to pick up logs. And then the cat would go through them and push all the tops that weren't logs and all the roots up on piles, and they would get buried, burred and buried. And then the drag line would come through and widen and deepen the and straighten out the irrigation channels, the drainage channels. That was an interesting job until he went bankrupt. My boss went bankrupt. He was selling cottonwood lumber to a locker, to a bean producer. And because cottonwood is so clean, that's what they put bean on to move it when it's frozen. And I don't know if the locker went out, the bean producer went out of business or what, but he stiffed what I understood. He stiffed my boss for a very large sum of money, and we didn't have any capital to operate. That's how tight our budget was. And so we went out of business. He went bankrupt, declared bankruptcy. I was looking for another job. I was skinning fur at night, and I had a reserve unit. That's what I had. So I resorted to what I know best. I re-enlisted in the active army. Probably one of the smartest moves I ever made. So I spent 3 more years in the 10th Special Forces Group. So yeah, that's where I learned a lot of that electronics stuff. Anyway, Yeah, so I logged, I poured cement. I know how to pour cement. I know how to log. Dude, I am a jack of all trades and master of none. Let's see what chat's doing here. Nothing. Chat's doing nothing, and we're at 150. So we'll go to 2 hours, and then I will quit and go out and put that tire back on my truck, jack it down. Oh, I got to call the frickin' repair place too. Make an appointment to get the truck in. That'll probably be next month. What is this, 22nd? Yeah, 10 days. Yeah, I will have to schedule that into July. Damn it, I don't want to do that because the 4th and the 5th. 5th is my birthday, by the way. Not that anybody cares, but yeah, I'll officially be 68 years old then. And if you count the 9 months I was in the womb, 10 and 12 would be July to August to September to October. So my birthday would actually be in October and I would be 69. That would be my conception day. Don't know the exact day, but I can tell you the month pretty much. Just take your birthday that you have now, add 12, or back it up 12. I should say, don't add 12. Back it up 12 months, and that'd be your actual conception day. So I don't like to say happy birthday. That's the day you slid out of the vaginal canal, but you were alive a hell of a lot longer before that. You just weren't sucking air, that's all. You were still eating, you were still defecating and urinating, you were still growing. You had brain activity. You could dream. You could reason to a certain extent. You just weren't sucking air yet, that's all. The body was still forming. Yeah, everything has to form. So, I don't know. This probably will piss a lot of people off. I don't care. Is an unnecessary abortion a murder? Yes, it is. There are medical reasons for abortions. But a lot of times they're selfish reasons. Life of the mother. Well, who is to say among us that that mother's life is more important than that baby's life? Go ahead. I'll wait. Discuss this amongst yourself. All right. How about you get a test comes back and says your baby's going to have, or this fetus is going to have when it's born, it's going to have a disease. It's going to have developmental problems. It's going to be autistic or whatever. So what you're doing then when you abort that fetus, that baby, is taking a potential problem out of your life. You're making your life easier. If that baby was born and didn't have that physical or mental defect, it'd be no problem, right? You would still have to care for a baby. But if that baby was born with that physical or mental defect, then you would have to take care of that child more, maybe special needs, and you probably would not have a career. You would have to be a stay at home mom pretty much to take care of that child's special needs. There's a man and a woman that lives across the section from me, 2 miles away. They're in their 70s. Their daughter's in her 30s. She is mentally challenged. Wonderful kid. I like interacting with her. Uh, I don't have to take care of her. They do. He's a farmer. She's stay at home. And he's a big farmer. He has hired guys, so that's how big a farm he has. Rents or leases a lot of acres. Not that he owns them, but he rents and leases them. So then you're aborting for convenience at that point. You're making your life more convenient. Is your life worth more or less than that life, even though it's mentally challenged or physically challenged? Discuss that amongst yourself. Abortions for the sake of an abortion because you don't want to take care of a child. You had unprotected sex by choice. Now, this is not a rape situation or an incest situation. All right? Don't get me wrong there. Um, those situations can be morally entangling. So I'm not talking about those situations. I'm talking about a situation where a young woman goes out, has unprotected sex. Let's say she's in a college sorority or she's in high school. Unprotected sex. Gets one delivered right to the warehouse. Becomes pregnant. And I know girls, even my age in high school, that had abortions. But it was a real hush hush thing back then. You had to go out of state, you had to do this, it took some cash, and it was a real hush hush thing. Nowadays, it's not. You go in, you get it done, doesn't cost that much anymore. But it's for convenience. You don't want to take care of a child, making your life more convenient. Because if you had that child, had to take care of it, your life would be completely different. Now, if you had that child and you gave it up for adoption, at least in your mind, you would know that that child is alive, maybe with a loving set of parents that couldn't have children. And it's so easy to give a child up nowadays. You go to a hospital, you go to a police station, you go to a fire station, and you can give that baby to them. No questions asked. You don't have to say anything. You just give it to them. That baby's alive. Maybe we'll get a loving set of parents. Maybe not. Maybe be in foster care until they're 18, then age out of foster care, and their life might be horrible. Their life might be good. You don't know that, but you're making that decision for them when you have an abortion. So I I look at it this way. Humans are the only animal that was given free will. It was given that little part of our DNA that gave us free will. We can choose right and wrong. We could choose moral, amoral. We could choose yes and no. You know, we can make choices based on certain criteria. Animals don't do that. They choose to eat when they're hungry. They choose to have sex when they come in heat. They choose to have little ones to propagate the species. They don't choose that. That's their instinct. That's just what they do. They don't make a conscious choice. Humans are the only ones that do that. Only animal on this planet that makes conscious choices based on criteria that can be esoteric. So everybody marvels at young animals, baby animals. Baby kangaroos are cute. Baby raccoons are cool. I've raised a few of them myself. I've raised skunks and opossums. But the time to care for them and nurture them till they can survive on their own is very minimal compared to a human baby. A human baby, until they can take care of themselves, at least 15, 16 years old. And then their brain is not fully developed. Their bodies are not fully developed yet until they're a good, I would say, 24, 25 years old. Physically, they have developed, but mentally, they haven't yet. So, yeah, animals have sex, give birth, take care of their babies until they're able to fend for themselves. It usually takes a year. Humans don't do that. Used to, we don't do that anymore. Now we have sex for pleasure and fun, and that's all. Animals don't do that. Humans do that. Humans and animal. I don't understand. We're the only animal that aborts our young. We're the only animal that depopulates ourselves. If you look at the demographic structure in a lot of countries, America, Mexico, South America, and Canada aren't some of those countries, but Germany, Japan, Korea, China, Russia, a lot of countries in Europe and not the Middle East, but Southeast Asia, Southwest Asia, Russia, demographically, they are declining. Not enough babies made to replace the dying population. So they're in demographic decline, which is going to hurt their economies. And it's already starting to hurt economies in China, Germany, Japan, and Russia, not so much because of their gas and oil exports. Other than that, they would also be in economic decline. Germany is in economic decline. a lot of Europe is. France is one of those countries that is not. But a lot of countries now are depending on immigration to fill that demographic decline. But then, what does that look like after 2 or 3 decades? See, we used to do immigration slowly so that people would assimilate. Now we're immigration is done at such a fast level that your population is not assimilating. It will become the country that they immigrated from. So it's like blue state Democrats moving to red state Republicans, red Republican states, because they don't like the politics and taxes. But they bring the politics and the taxes with them. So they didn't escape anything. They're making the state that they came to or fled to just like the state that they fled from. It's the same thing with immigration. And we've seen that happen the last 4 years under the Biden administration. We used to do it slowly. Now, the last 4 years, we did it all at once. Well, in 20, 30, 40 years, your country, this U.S., this white dominated, white European dominated country will no longer be white dominated. It will be brown. Okay. If that's what you want, that's what you get. I'm not going to be here. My daughters probably ain't going to be here. So I don't have any grandchildren, so I'm not worried about it. I'll be dead. I don't care. But that's what you're looking at. So if you don't care about that, then it doesn't matter. But we didn't have to do that because we're not in a demographic decline. We're still, our replacement numbers are 1.8, 1.9 children for every 2 adults. So we're not in that steep a decline. And that can be reversed real quick. Other countries, not so fortunate. Mexico does not have a demographic decline. They are producing more children than they are losing adults. South America, the same way. And normally those are Catholic families. Normally. Or Mormon families. Very religious families. That's what I'm trying to say. Have a large amount of children because they don't believe in birth control, don't believe in abortions, don't believe in that. So sex is for procreation. Alrighty. I knew I was going to piss some people off. And then we get into the whole religion thing. And the Middle East, their population did not decline either. Why? So the sex is for sex with women anyway, is for procreation. Now they have some weird sexual practices over there, and I'm not saying other people don't, but I think that's why their men are so pissed off all the time because they're all sexually abused as young boys. But hey, not my society, not my culture, not my problem. That's a different religion. Very different religion. Did you know Islam was not a religion until about 500 years after Christianity was started. Christianity was not started until decades after Judaism was started. Where did Judaism originate at? Northwest Russia with the Khazarians. And then at the same time, Buddhism and Confucianism was developing in Southeast Asia, China. And at the same time, the Celtic religions were being established in Scotland, Wales, Ireland, Great Britain, and throughout Europe. How then did the Celtic religions disappear? Buddhism and Confucianism were contained to Southeast Asia, China, India. Christianity was confined mostly to Southwest and Western Asia, Italy, Greece, Macedonia, around the Mediterranean, up into Europe, Spain, France, Germany. Well, you had the Germanic religions up there too, but Christianity spread up into there. And then, how did Christianity develop into Catholicism? That's one thing that always kind of threw me for a loop. See, we had Catholicism split from the Greek Orthodox, the Russian Orthodox, or the Orthodox churches. And then Catholicism split during the Protestant Reformation and the Methodist, Lutheran, Baptist, Mormon, I put them in the arena of more Orthodox religions. But then you can still be a Protestant form of Catholicism and still be kind of Orthodox. And then how did Islam come to be? Well, Muhammad was a pedophile, but he was a smart man. Saw that religions maintain control of people, and that religions have an effect on society and culture as a whole. Muhammad saw all of that, and he saw it was a great way to control people. And there were people that needed controlling. The Iranians, the Iraqis, the Syrians, the Jordanians, Saudi Arabians, even Islam split. And the Shiite and Sunni factions, and Saudi Arabia practices a more, call it a Muslim reformist form of Islam. I forget what the name of it is, but so you have Muslims fighting Muslims, Christians fighting other religions, Christians infighting Christians. The only religions that seem to not fight internally are Confucius adherents, Buddhist adherents, and the Orthodox Christian religions. See, the Gnostics are more like the Orthodox. There are more books of the Bible than the Bible says there are. Was there 9 more books? And they should be read by Christians. All Christians should read them. And your mind might be changed about religions. However, all religions started from the Khazars or Khazarian region of northwest Russia and spread throughout the world. And I think one time ancient man looked at the sky and the stars and thought there must be something bigger than himself. So that's how religions were born, dude. But religions affect our culture and our societies. Look at all of our laws. Look at all of our documents that go back to the Latin in the law. We still use a lot of Latin words. Our Constitution and Bill of Rights have founding documents that go far back to England and Europe. So, with the breakdown of religion in today's societies, you're going to have breakdown in laws and culture. And that's what we're seeing today. So, take that for what it is. Gary, are you a religious person? Nope. Not in the least. Are you a spiritual person? Yes, I am. Is there an all-knowing, all-seeing, all-powerful entity that created this universe? Yes, there is. How do I know that? One simple word: math. This universe is constructed. The laws are constructed of physics, of this whole universe, of your body, of everything you see, everything you touch, smell, taste, is all mathematically perfect. And that's how I know there's a superior being. Math. What are the odds of this universe being mathematically perfect? There has to be some anomalies, right? Some coincidences. Well, for one thing, I don't believe in coincidence. And the second thing is, there are no anomalies. There are just unexplained questions, not anomalies. Everything in this universe has an answer. Every question has an answer. And every answer is math. How old is the earth? How old is man? Humans, modern human. A few thousand years old for modern man. And this earth has been around for what I think is the estimated age, 144 billion years. So were there humans here, or were there beings here, civilizations here before the flood? Because every civilization has a flood myth. And they're all about the same. Every one of the ancient civilizations have a flood myth, and they're all about the same. And we have stories about Atlantis and Lemuria and Mu and all of these civilizations and continents that have sunk beneath the waves. We know Antarctica was tropical at one, not tropical, but what do they call it? Could have been tropical. What was South Equator? I don't know. It was part of South America at one time. You can look at it and see that it was. It has moved that far. Plate tectonics have taken it that far. One time, California was an island. It's not anymore. It could be again, simply because of earthquakes, fault lines, volcanoes, plate tectonics. We look at things in our time frame of reference, not in the Earth age frame of reference. Could there have been civilizations here before modern man? Yes. And we know that for the few fossils that we have found. And there's a hunter-gatherer back this far, blah, blah, blah. Before that, before Göbekli Tepe, before all of the ruins, ancient ruins found in Turkey. Before that, way before that, could there have been advanced civilizations? Gigantic cataclysm. Men were reduced back to hunter-gatherers again, and there were a few survivors of those ancient advanced civilizations that taught civilization and society and growing crops again to modern humans. And we evolved to the point where we are the society that we are today. Could there have been? And the answer is yes. Well, how come we haven't found any fossils or bones or anything? Because we haven't dug deep enough. That's my opinion. That's a lot of people's opinions. Randall Carlson. Read his book, Fingerprints of the Gods. You really need to read that to open your mind up to the possibilities that there were other civilizations here before us that were as advanced or more advanced. Some global cataclysm hit, and the earth swallowed them civilizations up. There were a few survivors, and they taught of the advanced civilizations, and they taught the survivors of the cataclysm that had been reduced back to hunter-gatherers and cave dwellers, and taught them civilization all over again. How many times has that cycle repeated itself? Well, for 144 billion years, probably. Don't know that for a fact. That's just my best guess from reading and studying. But yeah, humans, we all suck. Animals are much better at and Mother Nature better at controlling populations and demographics than we are, or that we think we are. All right, 2.5 hours. I didn't want to go this long. So I'm going out to fix my truck. I'm going to take some coins out to my other safe. I will see you guys later. And as always, live free or die. We will see you guys. And remember, Durbin Auction. Get it on YouTube and attend. You will be fascinated and entertained. See you later.